What's up, West Coast Swing Dancers? In this video, we're going to talk about 5 trends that'll keep you cool and funky heading into 2024 as a West Coast Swing Dancer. My name is
Brian B.
And this is Miss Megan. So we've been scouring YouTube, seeing what's hot at the end of 2023 and what you're likely to see in 2024. We've got 2 trends and like 3 moves, so 5 ideas. The first one is
Switching roles.
opposite role dancing. So the leaders, I don't know what Megan's leading.
I don't know what I'm leading.
So the followers learning to lead and the leaders learning to follow. We've seen this on a big uptick, and I'm happy to see it from a couple different aspects. Number one, followers make good leaders and they can offset group class stuff.
Because we know where the followers need to go.
Yeah, so it's a good idea to learn the opposite role so you can kind of understand what it feels like from the other person's role. And when you realize that maybe Megan made a bad lead, or maybe I'm a bad follow. All right, so we can talk about that.
It was a bad lead because I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah, so learning the opposite role, it's really awesome. A couple of stories for that. I was in Nashville with a gentleman that I teach quite a bit, and I said, he asked me to dance as the follower, and I said, how much do you dance? He says, I try to follow a couple times a night. I primarily dance as a leader, but I try to follow a couple times a night just so I'm in the trenches as a follower. We have a couple here,
we do.
Zach and Autumn, that regularly dance switch roles. So very helpful. It's a trend. Learn the opposite thing. Right here, you can learn the footwork for all the basic stuff in a line dance we did called the Robakowskis. It's the best way to practice leaders and followers footwork in a line dance format. You can watch that here. So that's trend number 1. Number 2 is smooth dancing. What do I mean by smooth dancing? I can dance very staccato, right? This also depends on the type of song I'm getting, right? I can be very on top of the beat and very clear, but what we're seeing is a very smooth look, a delayed transfer of weight, a lot of space taken up. It's still very on time, but a lot of space taken up. So ways you can drill that. Number 1, Megan says,
rolling through your feet.
So we made my rolling to the foot. If I go backward, she goes forward. If I trace my foot, right? The question is, do I transfer my weight quickly, right? Do I roll this foot? Do I transfer it quickly? Or do I delay the weight transfer? That's step 2, and I've got a third one for you. Do I delay the weight transfer? Or what we're seeing a lot of, especially as the songs slow down, is even sliding out a little bit. So let's say I get the foot in front of me, I can actually take up space as I do this with a little push, right? So if I dance staccato, like sugar push or push break, right? I'd be right over the foot. Then I could delay the weight transfer and smooth out. Then I could even start to eat up a little space, right? So we're seeing a lot of smooth dancing and also happily on time dancing.
Hey.
So it's still on time. So even though they're sliding out, the footwork is still adhering to the basic patterns of 2, 4, 6, and 8 like we teach. So that's something you do to smooth out your footwork. Then we have 3 moves that you probably can do the first one really easily. We see a lot of same side turns. What do I mean by same side turns? Meaning if I turn Megan in a regular inside turn, she's passing me. But I'm seeing a lot of people keep the follower on the same side. We can do that for both hands. They're getting creative ways, right? So if I'm leading that, all I'm doing is cutting Megan off and asking her to turn, right? So now instead of Megan traveling and just worried about the turn, she can start to do what she did there and worry about a little styling, a little shaping, that type of stuff. We've seen it off both hands, even this hand. You can have all that stuff. Right, so same side turns, you can add those in. Those are a couple different options. Another one is we see leaders turns, and I don't just mean leaders turns like old school leaders turns. I mean the follower turning and the leader figuring out where he can sneak through a turn, right? So these are 2 different handholds that you can practice. We call them the fastball inside turn because I played baseball and it feels like a fastball to me. So I'm still prepping the turn 1, 2, but then I'm going to sneak through. I could triple or I could just pivot around 3 and 4, 5 and 6. I could do the same thing with this hand. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. And then you can find all sorts of places you can put them in. Anytime you're going to turn your follower, let's say from something like this, and I'm going to turn her, right? I'm gonna do a right side pass to get back to the other side. I can do my reverse whip, and I go, okay, can I find a hand? Triple step to turn her. So you're seeing some leaders turns. So see where you can find a handhold, basic stuff, and have a leader's turn. The fifth one are the
Rides.
the rides. What do you mean by rides? And this actually came up because I was teaching in Nashville, and someone actually had me teach this to them off one of my videos. We haven't done this for a while. That's how it came up, Megan. Any type of ride situation, boom. So easy one to do there. If we dance a basic whip, right? Basic whip. That's what we're fussing with. But on step 5, 1, 2, 3, and 4, on step 5, as Megan steps on my foot, I step between her feet, zip to send that leg out. She sends it behind her. I can even kick it off, and then I run around that. And the key to rides is simply this. If you've ever taken a ballroom dance class, I have a window, Megan has a window. I'm moving through that window with my shoulders more or less parallel. So if Megan just put her foot behind her, just put your foot behind you, I'm working parallel to her, right? The better we do it and the better she stays back connected. But watch what happens.
Look at that, connected.
Watch what happens if I take my left side away. So when you do rides, I want to keep my left side chasing Megan. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and ronde. Keep my left side chasing Megan.
So fun.
And then we're done, we stand her up. So there are 5 trends that you might see moving into 2024. If you want to see that line dance video, it's super awesome to practice opposite rolls. You want to do that. If you haven't yet been to our website, click this link wherever the heck I'm going to put it on this page. Check it out. We have 17 different dance styles over there. West Coast swing, 2-step, nightclub, anything you want. Leveled up, it's the coolest thing since sliced bread. Check it out. Trust me, it's awesome.